Joining you on the floor today, a slightly different view again. I just wanted to sort of show out some of the signed pucks that I have here. You got some pretty good ones, and also got some figurines. There's Andrew Ladd. I got a Mike Fisher down here. Got a Paul Coffey bobblehead. So yeah, I just figured this would be a good spot for the second pack opening video. We've got 5 of them here. For those of you who missed out the first one, probably go watch that to get the format. Pretty much open this up and sort of, if I get any doubles, obviously won't talk about the player, but yeah, I just like to talk about the player and what I think of them and whatnot. We got way more packs coming. This is all courtesy of Chelsea. We still have so many of those to open. So thank you so much for sending the booster over, because like ripping these open have been so much fun. All right, here we go. Oh, here we go. Start off with Rasmus. First overall pick for the Buffalo Sabres. Still a lot to look out for here. I didn't realize, like looking back in the year that Anderson threw his silver medal over the rafter in the World Junior, Darlene was on that team. Like I only just noticed that the other day. But yeah, I think he's about to come into his own. I think there's a lot of talent there, and I think yeah, if Buffalo can keep him and Eichel, they're pretty good for years to come. Nazim Kadri, winning a game in the playoffs with like no time left on the clock. I remember that one. Otherwise, those Leafs years where he kept getting suspended against Boston was probably the reason why he got shipped out there. But had a really good year last year with the Avalanche, and I think definitely fixes a problem that they have with a bit of depth there, and really good with killing penalties. Although his penalty minutes went way up last year. It was 97 compared to 43, 42, 95 the year before that. So I don't know if he got into a few scraps or what have you, but there he is. There's Nazem Kadri. Brendan Saad. Yeah, pretty cool, pretty good player. Obviously, Blackhawks and then Blue Jackets and then back to the Blackhawks. But yeah, he's been handy there for a while now. Obviously, won a cup with the team. Oh, this is a signed one. Oh, this is awesome. I didn't realize this was a signed one. Oh, that's so cool. That's even cooler. Look at that. So obviously, yeah, I know they have like signature cards and whatnot. So that's phenomenal. That's so cool. I just noticed that there was like, I was like, why is this silver? And I was like, oh, because it has his signature on it. So that is pretty cool there. So there's the signed Saad there. That's yeah, it's a cool little card. That's a cool card. Well, that will obviously go onto the rarer pile of cards there. I wonder if the back is different too. Yeah, okay, it's silver. So at least I know that. Vander Kane. So yeah, huge. Really good player, but like had lots of problems with off the field, off the ice, especially with things like money and stuff like that. Came across as a bit arrogant, but yeah, for a player with the amount he's been paid, doesn't get a huge amount of points when it comes to assists, but does get the goals. Always kind of upper 20s, so providing a fair bit. But I think the Sharks, they didn't need goal scoring; they need more complete players. So yeah, that kind of hurts them. I always think like $7 million for just a goal scorer. Yeah, it's a lot of money. It's a lot of money for a goal scorer. But yeah, Vander Kane seems to have got everything together now, and he seems to be a pretty good player in the league. Voracek. Yeah, I mean, tons to say with him. He's always had the Penguins number. I think he scored the game winner in the Stadium Series game. I could be wrong by that, but yeah, he had a big impact there. Otherwise, it was good with the playoffs in the year that they beat the Penguins. There's that 1 year a while ago that he just like tore the league up. Yeah, 85 points. Yeah, it was a few years ago. That he was like kind of in the mention that he might get the most points in the season. But yeah, he's been a solid player for a while. He's starting to get older now, so you're starting to see his production drop off. Not that he's super old. I wouldn't be surprised if he comes back next year. I think having that bit of time off, he's always had like little injury niggles the last few years. So I think having a little bit more extra time off might sort of help him get all that together. But I guess we'll see how that all goes. So yeah, I mean, that side card's pretty cool. So let's go to the next pack here. Kind of like that I'm moving around the apartment and filming videos in different spots. Although it's so warm, I had to turn off the air conditioner, which is up there, and yeah, it's pretty warm. Ben Bishop. What's to say about Ben Bishop? Been around the league for a while now. I remember the first time it really noticed was in Ottawa, and he got traded for Conacher in just a 1-for-1 deal. And Corey Conacher just lit it up for the Lightning. So Ben Bishop went to the Lightning there. Had moderate success, then got moved to LA, and then signed with the Stars, where he's just been injured a lot. But he's a really good goalie, so if he can just stay a bit healthy and get those starts going, it could be a real reason why the Stars do well. Obviously, Hudobin, carried the flag this year, but yeah, if he can stay healthy and not tear another groin, you might be on for something there. Brian Little, this is a bit of a sad one because he only played 7 games? Yeah, 7 games because of an eye injury, and he's definitely not playing this season coming up. So. It might be done for him. This might be the last sort of card that you see him get printed because I don't see him coming back. Not with the injury that he had, or was it ear? Was it his ear or was it his eye? I'm double checking. It was his ear. It was his ear. Yeah. For some reason, I'm glad I caught that one. Otherwise, that would have been pretty bad. But yeah, it's his eardrum, and he's definitely not coming back this season. That might be it for him. I mean, he's 33 now, so it's pretty hard for a 34-year-old to come back after not playing for pretty much 2 full seasons. But, all the best to him. I hope he can manage to. But, yeah, it's definitely not happening now. No rare card in this one, but Mark Stone. Bit of an interesting player as well. Like, probably one of the better defensive forwards in the game. Never going to get a trophy for it because he's a center, not a center. But, yeah, obviously, Ottawa to the Golden Knights. Was there for a while in Ottawa. I remember he held out 1 year. They got it signed, that 1 year by 7, I think it was. And you kind of knew the writing was on the wall that he was going to be part of a fair few of those players that left. I think he really does help the Lightning, to be honest. I can't think of any particular moments of him, but he's just one of the best players in the league. And offers just a complete skill set. I think they were pretty unlucky to not be able to advance a bit further. They just ran into a pretty hot goalie in Vancouver, and then I think they were pretty frustrated when they then went on to play Dallas. So hopefully they learned how to win there and got things going. Nate Schmidt, another Vegas player. We've got a lot of Vegas players. We've got Master Show. I think we got Leonard in the last pack as well. So got a fair few of these little defenders popping up. Obviously, Capitals player moved on to the Golden Knights. I remember he had a 20-match ban because of a prohibited substance. But yeah, just a pretty handy defender. He obviously got traded to Vancouver, so he'll be there, and I think that's a pretty good little pickup for Vancouver. So yeah, should help them out. I'm surprised they're able to do that with all their cap issues, but I mean, they might be able to figure all that out with obviously the new restrictions and whatnot happening up. But yeah, I guess we'll see. Next is Jesper Bratt. A real player that never really made that next step. I think the Devils are really hoping he would be their part of the future. I remember seeing a documentary when they were over in Europe, and they were kind of like, where's he going to make the starting lineup? And they really had high hopes for him, and thus far in his 3 years in the game, he hasn't been able to get over 34 points or 35 points. 35. And just really struggled. Pretty good on a breakaway butt, does a real good fake sort of shot. It's really like an NHL video game move. You fake the shot against the AI, fake a shot and go backhand, forehand and just be able to tuck that in. But seems to work a fair bit for him. And shootout is quite good as well. But yeah, I don't know if it's just that he's not on a good team, but he just hasn't been able to make that next step or that transition when other players around him kind of have. So that's a bit disappointed on him. I hope it does work out because he's kind of I know the franchise is sort of plugging him as someone that might be able to help them down the road, and he had a really good season in Sweden before he came to the NHL, but just hasn't been able to transition that game into the big leagues. All right, another pack. Here we go. Comment down below. What's the next pack I should look for? I'm gonna be buying it because I've still got a fair few of these to open. But obviously with the shipping delays, I'm looking to buy a pack shortly this week and then get that to Australia. So if you've got any ideas of packs that you want to see me open, I think I'm probably going to get a few requests to some of the older ones, which I definitely can look for. But it really helped me out if you could point me in the right direction there, just because I don't know too much about the hockey card side of things. But yeah, there we go. I finally got this one open. This one was tough to get going. Okay, this is the checklist card. I don't know what checklist means. This is 200. Oh, right. So this is all the... Right, so this is Ovi. I made a video recently that I don't know if he's exactly going to break the record for goals. I know everyone wants him to. The only reason I say that is no one over the age of 35 has scored 30 goals in a season. It might have been 40 or 50, but I think it might be 30. So yeah, there's a checklist on the back for all the anywhere between 100 and 200, which I definitely have a few of those on the list. Ooh, Tristan Jarry, I wouldn't mind that one. But yeah, Ovi, obviously amazing player. I think my favorite goal of his was against the Montreal Canadiens. He kind of he spun on the wall and tapped the puck over, and then sort of half spun back again, and then caught up to it, and then while being tripped ended up scoring a goal. And yeah, I always remember that one as being my favorite. The call's great too, and it's just fantastic. Nurse, Darnell Nurse. Yeah, not a bad player. Hasn't really. I think this year everyone was kind of hyping him up to take that next step as an NHL defender. Hasn't really done that. Still good. He's still a good defender, but he hasn't. I think people were wanting him to take that next step into that next echelon of the best of the best. And he just hasn't really been able to do it. But a pretty handy defender on a hard team to be a defender on. So yeah, he's getting his way through it. Oh, I got my first rookie card. So these are rookie cards. Even though Pedersen has a green thing, but that didn't say rookie. Jensen Harkins, I don't think this is going to be one of those rookie cards that you look back on and you're like, oh yeah, thank God I got a Harkins card, just because I don't know very much about him. I remember watching him in one of the games. I think it might have been his second game, but yeah, he didn't play a huge amount, didn't get many points. So yeah, I can't imagine I'm going to be too thrilled looking at that one down the road. But you know what? It's cool to have some of these players, and you can look back at the cards and be like, "Oh yeah, I remember him when he does do something in the league." But yeah, I don't remember too much about him. Hampus Lindholm, probably one of my favorite defenders in the league. That's in that mid-tier realm. He's been linked to be traded for quite a while now. Same with Cam Fowler, and that just doesn't seem to happen. I don't know why. But been with the Ducks for ages. Yeah, just a handy defender. I think most teams would be happy to have him, but yeah, obviously they've not really worked out a deal to move him. Devin Dubnyk, obviously part of the San Jose Sharks now. Really kept the Wild into being that fringe team to be able to get into the playoffs for a few years. Had a terrible year last year. I don't think he's going to help the Sharks goaltending situation. So yeah, that's again, this might be one of those ones that this is the last card that he gets printed, because I don't know if he'll still be around. But yeah, obviously going to San Jose. Obviously these were printed before a lot of the deals happened, because that deal happened a while ago. So yeah, that's interesting enough that it's obviously taken this long to sort of update things and get things going, because there's definitely 2021 season. So. But obviously you've got to get these cards out there pretty quickly. Oh, PK Subban. I mean, probably the breakaway goal in the playoffs is for the Montreal Canadiens is the thing that you. I think it was out of the penalty box. That's the thing you remember most about him. He was so good there. He was so good at the Canadiens. Went to the Preds. It slowly just didn't work out. I think he had one decent year there. And then at the Devils, you're just starting to see that, the way that he played, his body can't do that anymore. I'd be interested to see if he can adjust this year, or if that's really the swan song there, in the fact that he might be done going forward, which sucks a little bit. There we go. Tarasenko, Vladimir. I thought this guy was going to win more awards for especially his goal scoring and point scoring, but his shoulder injuries have really held him back. more of them now. I mean, the goal, that tuck-in goal, the Forsberg move, if you want to call it, against the Rangers, the thing that obviously stands out. Stanley Cup champion, but yeah, so many injuries with this guy. He played 10 games last year, and he's already going to miss the first month, if not more. I think he's not being reassessed till February. So yeah, he's going to be out for a while. So hopefully they can get everything sorted for him. But it looks like it'll be a bit. Signed rookie card. This is like a full rookie card. Look at this one, Alexander True. No goals yet in the NHL for True. I just had a look at him because I really, to be honest, didn't know much about him. Unsigned player. Undrafted player, signed with the team. Been in the AHL for a while. Last year's scoring dropped off. Again, I don't think it's a player that I'll be looking back on too fondly. Like, oh, I can't believe I got his rookie card, but it's still a cool card, so I'll give him credit there. It'd be such a kick, like, if you had a few games in the NHL and you had, like, a rookie card like that. This card looks interesting. Travis Konecny, high speed. Yeah, that's a pretty decent little card there. A few details on the back here. Elite skater, just those sort of things on the back. So yeah, pretty good one. Probably biggest memory of him is him yelling "Eat up, bud" to Jack Johnson. Probably my favorite flyer right here, which is sad. Like, I'd love to hate all the flyers, but Konecny, I've never been able to seem to follow through with the level of dislike. I hope that's a player that I thought was going to make the next step last year. And I hope he does this year. Just seems like he just can't get to that next echelon. He's a player that was amazing for a bit, really dropped off last year, Brent Burns, in scoring, and I think those contracts of those defensemen, Carlson, Vlasic and him, are a big reason why the San Jose Sharks are in a huge amount of strife going forward. Doesn't help that their two goaltenders can't make a save either, but yeah, it looks like his production's really dropped off. He's now, he's 35 years old. So he's definitely getting older, so I think his Norris contention days are behind him. Definitely. We've got some good ones out of that one. We've got that high speed, got the rookie card. We've got 2 rookie cards thus far, so that's pretty awesome. Alrighty. Last pack of the video. Sean Couturier. There's a good card right there. Again, I think he did win an award, right? He did win Best Defensive. It was Lady Byng. I can't remember what he won. Give me a moment. I'm sure he did win an award. But yeah, this is a guy that if a playoff series is happening, drives Malkin insane, and I mean insane. Sean Couturier award. Oh, the Selke. The Selke is what he won. Yeah. So he did win a Selke last season, actually. So there you go. So I knew that he did win one. But yeah, I think he's actually one of the better. I'd put him behind Stone. I really would. But I think he's one of the best defensive players in the game right now when it comes to forwards. So yeah. David Riddick, not too much to talk about here. Again, a goalie that has been around a little bit, still never really got to be the player that was able to go up to the next level in my mind. So I don't know how much longer he's got, if he's being looked at as a full-time goalie. But yeah, I mean, I think he might bounce around as a bit more of a backup within the league. But yeah, as a full-time goalie, I don't trust him. Well, this is a good card. Jason Robertson. I'm fairly sure, is the brother of Robertson from the Maple Leafs. I'm almost certain of it. If it's not brother, he's definitely the cousin of... I think he played a handful of games last year for the Stars. From memory. Yeah, it was recalled to the Stars. Yeah, there we go. Made his NHL debut. Yeah. I thought so. Had a pretty good year with the in the AHL last year. I think mid 50 points or something like that. I was curious if they were going to play him in the playoffs, but they didn't. But yeah, so pretty handy little career. Not a bad player. Both he and his brother. It'd be interesting to see how they both go. But apparently they both have great work ethics, and it's a pretty cool card. No pack luck in the first 5, but got some good cards there. That's a handy out of the rookie and prospects. That one I don't mind getting. I think he might be something in this league, if not his brother. But I think they both will be. So it'd be cool if I could get the other one as well. That would be, I think that would be a good little collector's item. Oliver Borkstrand, yeah, like a handy player again. Had a really good season, even though he didn't play all of for a lot of the games. But yeah, he's starting to definitely take that next step when it comes to point production. A little bit, starting to put some age on there. But yeah, I think if the Blue Jackets are to do much next year, Dubois is a huge part of that, and I think watch out for him to be a bit of a game changer as well. And yeah, this is a real interesting player, Nico Hischier. Yeah, like pressure's on this year for him, isn't it? Such a high draft pick. And now you got to think, like, is it all talk? Is it hype? Or, is he that... I mean, he's a good player. Like, I'm not going to say he's not a good player, but his point production just hasn't been to where he went in the draft. So I'm curious to see where he goes. A lot of pressure on him this year. Same with Hughes. A lot of pressure on both of them this year. Just to take that next step and keep moving on. Anyway, that's the whole video, guys. So if you did like this video, hit the like button. Always hit subscribe because that really does help us out. And comment down below if you want a certain card pack for me to buy. Put it in the comments down below and I'll look out for it. Obviously, if it costs like $100 for one pack, I probably will say no to that. But yeah, just let me know and yeah, we'll go from there. Anyway, I hope you like that I'm changing the sets up and just filming in different areas of the house just to mix it up. But yeah, thank you so much for watching. Have a great day. See you and bye.